steroids are bad.
Yeah.
Stay natty, look good. But it's like, it's not gonna, kill you.
This is coming from the guy who almost died. Coach Greg, in today's video, Togi responds to Coach Greg. He's on the Brandon Clark podcast, and of course, they're talking about Coach Greg. The fact that he almost died, my videos, what he thinks of them, and what is going on in his life right now.
What are you supposed to do with your time if you're too young and too successful?
You may as well fuck it up. You may as well take some Addies, do some math, sniff some creatine, and abuse performance-enhancing drugs because, after all, what's the point of being young and successful if you can't turn up? And so it's much better to be a degenerate gambler risking your life taking substances than it is to just have a plan, like Coach Greg. Remember, Togi, for $39,000 a year, I can and will be your life coach.
I remember you saying something in your video because you were saying, I feel just as happy even though I'm rich now.
Togi and I, we have a different definition on what it's like to be called rich. Just because you can afford the lease on a Lambo, it doesn't mean that you're rich. Was it not a couple of months ago he lost his life savings? His life's savings, he was poor. And so maybe it's because he was so poor for so long that he feels like if he's making a decent amount of money each month, that he's rich, that he's wealthy. Bro, you're not rich and you're certainly not wealthy.
Now, with the financial side of things, being able to afford all of these toys, cars and watches that I never thought that I was going to be able to buy.
Bro, it's just a watch. You guys are acting like just because you can afford a watch that somehow you're rich, that you're wealthy.
I have everything I ever wanted. I can buy my friends and family nice things. I drive, my dream cars. I have my dream rapper chains. I would think I was happier when I was poor.
Happier when he was poor. Are you hearing that? I'm not putting words in his mouth. His words, not mine. And so if you think money is going to buy you happiness, it really isn't. These guys become so successful, making so much money, they don't know what to do with themselves. They end up abusing performance-enhancing drugs, recreational drugs, gambling their money away, and living like degenerates. But why?
Being on a private jet, driving a Lamborghini, I thought it would be this, and it is fun. It's nice. It's better than frat, but it's not this.
Happiness does not come from material possessions. Listen, I'm 49, pushing 50. 50 keys of actual testosterone across the border. I've seen it all. I know what it's like to be poor. I know what it's like to be rich. And I'm telling you, happiness doesn't come from the money, but from the changes that come within.
I look back at that version of myself and it's just like, damn, he wanted it. He had something he needed every day.
See, the problem is these guys are driven by money. You need to be driven by other things. After all, if it was just my drive for money, why would I be working right now? Why would I be racing bikes? Why would I be reading? Why would I be learning a new language? I don't even watch TV anymore, and I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
Gambling is so much better when you're poor. Because gambling is like, I do this because I'm dreaming of a Lamborghini. Now it's like I have a Lamborghini. What am I dreaming of now?
Bro leases a Lambo and rents a home. And it was a waste of a home. $10,000 a month. It was dirty. His woman is batty. She can't even pick up a mop and clean it. You haven't even got a home yet. And so was it not you that wanted between 30 and 50 children, multiple baddies, eventually even a wife that you would have to take care of? And so you think you have it made. You have depreciable assets, and you're gambling on crypto, which could go into the toilet. Bro, you need to invest in something that's going to be with you long term. Something that will increase in value.
The whole overdose thing.
I was just trying to edit this video because I was super stoked about the video or whatever.
He has all the money in the world. Apparently he's rich, but he can't afford to hire an editor to edit his video. And so because of that, he's doing Addies, and not prescribed by a doctor, ones that are laced with math. Does that sound like somebody who's rich? Somebody who can't afford an actual prescription from a medical doctor? And so because of that, he had to stay up for multiple days to work in order to put out a video, which he doesn't even make AdSense from, because what do you think? Think of the topics he's putting out. And so what ends up happening? Overdoses, ends up in a hospital, and almost dies.
I was editing the video. I'd been up for it was 40 something hours I'd been awake for. I had taken 30 milligram Adderalls.
That doesn't even make sense. Like, in my heart of hearts, I'm thinking, is that even possible? I've never in my life heard of anyone taking remotely close to that many. If anyone has ever taken an Addy, 30 mg, that is a lot. Do not do so. Never, ever copy this.
Your whole body was dying. It hurt 10 times more than the most painful thing I've ever experienced prior.
And so because of this experience, he's now reflected. He's saying, yeah, I was dumb. To say I didn't want to live past 50, he now wants to live past 100, perhaps 150. He's done a complete 360.
So that was kind of when I was decided, okay, I need to, stop the drugs.
He's done with the drugs. He wants to live to be 100, 150. But yet he also says he's going to take 500 milligrams of test and 200 milligrams of EQ.
And now I'm back. I'm going to take a little bit of steroids.
Okay.
Like not like grams.
Gotcha.
Probably the plan is 500 test, 200 EQ.
Does that sound like HRT? Prescribed by a medical doctor? Absolutely not. Togi lives in the United States. Doing steroids, it's illegal. And so he's continuing to break the law and continuing to use drugs. The opposite of what he's saying. Does anyone not understand this? And wait to see just how unhealthy he truly is.
And now it's like, how do we slowly shift into something healthy and productive that I can do for 80 more years?
So and remember, alcohol is a drug. He's continuing to get drunk. Alcohol is a class 1 carcinogenic, according to the World Health Organization. And so I would argue with you, alcohol, far worse than many other drugs. If you're out there getting drunk all the time, it most certainly is harming your body and most certainly can shorten your life. And so we need to stop normalizing that drinking, getting drunk, that somehow it's okay. Alcohol is a drug and you should not be doing it.
Probably about 20 different times I would doze off, immediately sleep paralysis, wake up, not want to go to sleep, because I would be literally last night laying there like afraid to go to sleep.
I suffer from sleep paralysis, Togi. It's in my family and my genetics. And after getting in a serious car accident where I banged my head, had brain damage, the sleep paralysis, it was even worse. And so I get it. And remember, Togi, the more drugs that you're doing, the more sleep paralysis you're going to experience.
It's really strange. Do you see anything when
No,
it's
I
happening, or you just feel it?
Remember, I have a rare sleeping disorder. It's known as narcolepsy, but I can literally feel pain in my sleep. I believe 2% of people can experience this. And so my dreams when I'm stressed, it's not good. And so less stress than last time.
I'm not sure if you've seen Greg's videos now, but they're just clip farming.
People saying I'm clip farming. Look, I invented that. That is what I do. That is the entirety of my channel. What do you think I've been doing? I'm doing Natty or Nots on Luigi. Of course I'm clip farming.
I haven't seen those videos. I don't watch Greg's videos.
So he doesn't watch Coach Greg videos, but yet he has seen every video that Brandon asks him about. Togi's watching my videos.
Overall, I know he's good-hearted. Like, if I was dead, Greg Doucette would not be making those jokes or those videos. Like,
he knows that I actually like him, that I'm trying to help him. And obviously, if he had actually passed away, there's no way I would have been making fun of him. It's not what I do. Remember, I'm the first one to go over his blood work. I was trying to cure him of his chlamydia. And yet again today, I'm going to go over and describe what Togi needs to do to be healthy. He talks about the problems with his blood work. I'm going to hook you up, Togi.
You're not taking Adderall or anything nowadays.
well, steroids. Well,
Okay,
just testosterone.
Just testosterone.
And so, you know, I'm not on drugs anymore, just steroids and alcohol. No big deal. Both of which very bad for your liver and not the best for your kidneys.
Fully off of.
But then
I've
you're
been
going to run a
drinking-
mini cycle.
Yeah, I've been drinking a lot this weekend.
The key word is drinking a lot, not one or two drinks, of which Mike Israetel stupidly suggested that was a good idea.
If you have one or two glasses of wine a night, most nights, statistically it has almost no effect on anything negative-wise. It has maybe some curious positives here and there.
Is this AI? There's no way he could be that stupid, that careless, but yet I found out it was true.
Turns out like red wine especially has some really healthy things in there for you. Another thing is if a little bit of alcohol gets you into the unplugging, stress-reducing mindset frame that you're going to carry through the rest of that evening.
So Mike Israetel suggesting to the world that drinking one or two drinks of wine every day, that's a good idea. More careless than last time.
Also, I didn't realize, which I guess is user error, I did not know they negatively impacted your kidneys to take pills.
But my IQ is way higher than 79.
79?
Are you kidding me?
Everyone thinks your heart's going to like explode. First, your kidneys are going to explode, most likely. If you do it habitually like I did every day, taking like 5-10 Adderalls.
5 to 10 ads a day, guys. These organs are not exploding, but they are being damaged severely, and they can, of course, end your life.
In my blood work, kidneys were by far the worst marker. Like,
Gotcha.
Everything is super clean, super in line.
That's about the worst one you can have that comes back poorly. The liver, very resilient. Oftentimes it can come back. The kidneys, it's not good. Adderall decreases blood flow to the kidneys and increases blood pressure. This is bad for the kidneys. Now, we all know that Togi was also on telmisartan. That's for your blood pressure. However, it's also bad for your kidneys, especially in the doses he was taking. Why do you think he was taking telmisartan? Probably because he was abusing steroids. If he wasn't abusing steroids, he wouldn't have had to take telmisartan. If he wasn't abusing Adderall, he wouldn't have had the problems with his kidneys. And so you can see how one thing leads to another. Oh, but Mike Israetel said that if you take telmisartan, it controls your blood pressure. And so Mike Israetel, he's healthy, right? Wrong!
The night of the overdose, my kidneys were functioning like 5 times worse than regular kidneys.
Are you kidding me? And he even dares to take anabolic steroids. 500 milligrams of test and 200 EQ. He's still drinking. What is wrong with this guy?
You need to go to the emergency room right now because my iron saturation regular is 9 to 50%.
Okay.
Mine's at 98%.
Listen, Togi, you likely have a genetic condition known as thalassemia. And what this does is it makes your body unable to use iron in a typical way to make hemoglobin. You're always going to be anemic with or without iron supplementation. And so when you overdose on iron supplements, it's not good. It's dangerous. As you can clearly say, they called you, go to emergency room.
Which is crazy that it's so dangerous to take an everyday supplement.
How did you not know this? Oh, let me guess. You never hired Coach Greg. You don't think that I could have helped you? Iron deposits in your heart, in your liver, and in your brain. Makes your heart stiffer. Of course, we want the downstairs to get harder than last time, but we don't want the same problem in the heart. And so, Togi, giving you this advice for free. I'm not even going to charge you the $39,000. If you want to live longer than last time, you need to reduce the dose of telmisartan to 20 milligrams at most. That's the maximum. You need to get off performance-enhancing drugs and at most do HRT. And I'm not talking about Andrew Eubanks HRT, the kind where you're putting on 19 pounds in 3 months. I'm talking about actual doses that you need. For example, Coach Greg, I'm on 140 milligrams a week. My testosterone levels are within the normal range. I'm healthy. And so if you want to live to be 100, of which there's practically zero chance that that could ever happen, but yes, you probably could live to be 50 to 70, you need to make those changes now. And in order to control your blood pressure, I'd suggest you start taking empagliflozin. This is an SGLT2 inhibitor. And so not only will this help control your blood pressure, it's also going to improve your kidney function. And also, Togi, you can't be taking 100 omega-3 fatty acid tablets a day. That is ridiculous. It's not healthy. And please don't get dehydrated. That's putting extra strain on the kidneys. Stop abusing medications and start living a healthy lifestyle. Now remember, because of your poor kidney function, you're probably metabolizing drugs a lot slower. And so when given medications, you should be on the lower spectrum of doses. Remember, when there's a range, your body's clearing those out slower, and so you should be given lower doses of these medications. Please remember that. Clearly, when you're sniffing creatine, doing math, using recreational drugs, drinking, getting dehydrated, along with abusing telmisartan to control your blood pressure, it's going to cause you to get extra dehydrated, and that can cause acute kidney injury. And so, Togi, you've been warned. Please be careful.
So that's why you should get your blood work even if you're not doing steroids or drugs, because regular shit like iron, if I continue doing that 2 years from now, I probably would have died from iron saturation.
And so as Togi says, please get your blood work. Remember, I partnered with Transcend. If you're interested in seeing if you're healthy, preventing yourself from turning into a guy like Togi, contact Transcend, click the link in the description, get your blood work taken, and see exactly what you need. Remember, it's your life, your health. Please be more proactive than last time.
You were officially able to get Alex to go not natty and start gambling and like get sponsored by a casino, right?
And so congratulations. He's helped Alex to make more money. Did anyone think that Alex needed to make more money? And so what was the trade-off? He's going to shorten his life. And does Alex seem to be more happy? Now that Alex is making more money, is he more happy? Did he not make a video driving in that car saying at one day he wanted to end things? He didn't even want to live. He didn't even want to be here anymore, if you know what I'm saying. And so how's it working for him? Togi the fungus, infecting the mind of Andrew Eubanks. Togi is a fungus infecting Alex Eubanks' central nervous system.
You gotta up the dose, bro. Red goddamn Doucette.
How did that turn out? He's trying to convince him to take even more steroids, to up the doses, to gamble more. He's now sponsored by a gambling company. What do you think he's going to do?
Alex Eubanks officially gambles and takes steroids, which I think is awesome because it's
Of course he thinks it's awesome. When you're doing something wrong, something negative, something bad for you, you want other people to do the same thing. Misery loves company. When you're doing something that you perhaps think is wrong, you associate yourself with other people doing the same thing. It makes you feel good about yourself. It's good for your own ego.
It's not like he's gonna go off the chain like myself. Like a lot of people give him a lot of shit. Like, you're supposed to try new things.
You're supposed to try some new things, but sniffing creatine, doing math, stuff like that, gambling your life savings, these are not things that you need to try. You know, trying a new sport, trying a new language, those things, yeah, it makes sense. Go on vacation, explore a new country. That's good. But what Togi's suggesting, it's bad.
Steroids are bad.
Yeah.
Stay natty, look good. But it's like, it's not gonna, kill you.
This is coming from the guy who almost died. I mean, it's only been a month now. How are we forgetting that Togi almost died?
And it could largely benefit your life if your goals align with that. And Eubanks' goals align with getting more jacked.
Alex went on record saying it wasn't about getting more jacked, it was about being leaner. But now we've discovered it was about getting more jacked. Alex went on HRT, supposedly just HRT, because he wanted to get jacked. He said it's because he had less energy, all this bullshit. It wasn't that. Bro wanted to get jacked. He's on a bulk of all things.
But he opened up about how he actually went through like a super nasty breakup. That's what ended up pushing him over. And that's something that you started doing as well, right at the beginning, right?
And so, yeah, Togi went through a breakup. Alex went through a breakup. That's a great reason to start taking performance-enhancing drugs. A girl broke up with me, and so now I need to use steroids. I need to get my dopamine elsewhere. I'll get jacked and on steroids, change my personality, and then she might like me.
Girl broke my heart. It's like, oh, that dumb bitch. Like, she's gonna want me back if I get jacked. Obviously, it didn't work.
The steroids is the most direct way of making a significant productive change in your life.
Steroids is not the key to becoming more productive in your life. It's becoming more productive in your life. You guys think that when my last relationship ended after 11 years, I said, I'm going to blast more gear. I'm going to go on 500 milligrams of test and add in 200 milligrams of EQ. No, I stopped watching TV and I started reading books and took up a new language. And how has it worked out for me? Do I look happy? Do I look miserable to you? I did so without adding in some mega dose of testosterone.
She blocked me, so I was like, I have to get so famous that this girl somehow sees who I am one day. Obviously, once I got famous and rich, I couldn't have cared less.
And so why not just do it for you in the beginning? Don't do things for other people. Do them for yourself.
Everything I do, in my opinion, is a phenomenal activity if you don't do it like me. Like even gambling, I think is the best.
Of course he does. He's paid to promote gambling. Do anyone think this is an authentic, actual belief that Togi actually has, that gambling is somehow good for you?
Have you ever met a gambling addict in your life? Other than myself, gambling addict.
It's not entirely true. While gambling itself may not cause physical addiction in the way that substances like drugs or alcohol do, it can lead to a form of behavioral addiction known as gambling disorder or pathological gambling. This addiction involves psychological and emotional dependence where the urge to gamble becomes overwhelming and difficult to control, often despite negative consequences. Togi describes this in detail. If he isn't winning $1 million, 100,000, what's the point? There's no fun in that.
I don't think they exist because A, you either run out of money and then you can't gamble anymore.
I'm not addicted to gambling. I just gambled all my money away and now I can't gamble. And so see, I don't have a gambling addiction anymore because I have no money to gamble. What?
Or you gamble, you make $1 million, and then you're like, I did it. I don't need to gamble anymore.
Or you make the $1 million and then you lose it all because you're a gambling addict. How many times has Togi lost and gambled all of his money? Now remember, Togi is paid to gamble and to lose. They lend him $1 million, of which he doesn't have to pay back, but he's supposed to lose it all while gambling. It's a win-win. Togi gets to have his fun playing Monopoly gambling, and y'all watch him crash out, and some of you want to gamble with him. I mean, after all, he did win that car, didn't he?
The only reason the casinos loaned me $1 million is because I make so much money that I could pay it back.
In order to loan you $1 million, they need to know that they're going to get it back. They're not going to look at a guy like Togi who had no money, was bankrupt, and then suddenly went to the casinos, made some money, and said, oh, you seem to be a very good gambler. Here's $1 million because we know you'll give it back. You promise, right?
You go to the casino with your friends. It's pretty much one of the most fun things men can do is go to Vegas with your bros.
Hey, depending on the guys, Wes Watson, Kali Muscle, and Big Boy, they like certain other forms of activities. You know, three-way, situationships, perhaps some pegging. Dink, 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 dink. And so I don't think that gambling is one of the funnest things you can do with your boys. There's other things you can do. You could go for a walk. You could go for a bike ride. You could play some pickleball. You could play for the Zaddy Cup. Basketball, sea-doing, bicycle riding, going to dinner, going to the movies, traveling to Mexico, or perhaps even to Dubai. You go and spend time with your friends. None of this have to involve gambling. You don't need to do that.
The process of losing money with somebody is a very strong bond that you create with them.
And so you have to go through a bunch of shit in order to bond with your friends. You have to lose all your money together. Get what? Beat up together? Hey, let's go to the bar and let's get in a fight with guys who are much bigger than us. And let's get our asses kicked. That'll cause us to bond. Bro, you're allowed to just talk.
If you took 500 milligrams of testosterone, gambled with your friends, and did a little bit of Adderall when you went out, that's a balanced, fun 22-year-old life.
Yeah, no.
That's why I'm happy that Eubanks next is getting him on to Kirk.
But Togi is a great influence. No, Togi isn't a fungus. He's not out trying to infect your minds. I'm going to get Alex to sniff creatine. He's already got him to take steroids and to gamble. What a great guy. He's made him so much money. But at what cost?
I think we talked in one of our earlier episodes. You said you didn't want to live past 50.
Oh, yeah, no. Stupid.
And so, Togi, instead of spending all this money in your health, just stop doing the bad shit, and you don't need to do all that other stuff. Obviously, you get off the steroids, perhaps do HRT if you need it. You get on Turk Builder and GO2 Max. You'd use that, and you stop abusing drugs. You stop drinking. You do your cardio. You live a healthy lifestyle. That is what you need to be doing.
YouTube will age restrict you immediately if you have a girl on your video, and especially if you're talking sexually in any manner to women.
Isn't it interesting that YouTube will age restrict you if you talk about how to talk to a girl, flirt with a girl, but yet they'll let you talk about sniffing creatine and gambling? It's a sad world.
I would like to live to 100, or 150. There's no limit on how long I want to enjoy this existence because there's so much that it has to offer.
There you have it. Am I right about Togi? Did I not get it right? Please leave your comments below. Is this ever going to end? Is Togi going to live past 50? I don't think so. Interested in actual terkestrone? Remember, the results have come out, and it's been proven that HLT supplements actually has terkestrone. The other companies out there, wait till you see the video. And so if you're buying from other companies, beware.
The fact that you guys really did your due diligence, you listened, which I think is really a redemption moment for this product, but it also just shows your commitment to authenticity.
Coach Greg, on the other hand, money back guarantee and a $20 gift card. Coach Greg, 15% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like this video. And of course, if you're looking for cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the Hard and Last Time clothing line. No money, it's cool. You get the free diet and training program. Remember, we've given over 100,000 of these. That's a lot. Don't forget, code Greg for 15% off. Get the GO2 Max and Turkesterone. It's the T-Plug stack. And until next time, I am out.